Good morning. My name is Bradford Glover. I'm the Director for Career Services and Reentry. And today at our workshop, we're going to be discussing academic freedom. There are seven things or seven questions that will be covered in this discussion. Uh, what is the difference between academic and intellectual freedom? How do these concepts apply in the classroom? How do they apply to courses and instructional material offered at distance education? What are the limits of the instructor's prerogatives in teaching? How do these concepts apply to research and its product? What rights do institutions have regarding products development and institutional funding? And the last question that will be covered in this workshop is what rights do institutions have to control the work of faculty serving as experts while employed by the university? The first question we're going to cover what is the difference between academic and intellectual freedom. Academic freedom provides the foundations for faculty scholarship and teaching. The ability to exchange ideas and concepts freely in the classroom, to explore and disseminate new knowledge, and to speak professionally and as private citizens are essential elements of the intellectual vanity of the college or university. Academic freedom is a right of teachers and faculty to conduct research and publish their results with full freedom that is subject to their adequate performance and other academic duties. Intellectual freedom is the inability, the inalienable rights of citizens to seek and receive information from all points of views without restrictions or censorship. This freedom is predicted upon the free access of all expressions and ideas regardless of whom, and may be offended if these ideas expressions of all sides of the questions cause a movement to be explored. Now, the second question we're going to discuss is how do these concepts apply in the classroom? Faculty are responsible for establishing goals for students' learning, for designing and implementing programs of general education and specialized studies that intentionally cultivate and intended learning. For accessing students' achievements. In these matters, faculty must work collaboratively with their colleagues in their department, schools, institutions, as well as their relevant administrators. Academic freedom is necessary not just for faculty members can conduct their individual research and teach their own courses, but they can enable students through the whole college program of study to acquire the learning they need to contribute to society. Academic freedom in teaching means that both faculty members and students can make comparisons and contrasts between subjects taught in the course and any field of human knowledge or period of history. So when somebody's in class and they have a point of view and the instructor wants to bring that point of view across, it's okay to do that. However, you have to understand that while you're also teaching that it is okay for the students to defend or not be against that point of view. So it's allowing the student academic freedom to express themselves as well as for the student and also the faculty as well. Academic freedom gives faculty members and students the right to challenge one another's views, but not penalize them for holding them. Academic freedom protects a faculty member's authority to assign grades to students so long as the grades are, are, are right and not punitive. More broadly, academic freedom encompasses both institutional right to maintain academic standards. The third question is how do they apply to courses or instructional materials to be offered at distance for distance education? In many instances, colleges and universities have avoided confusion regarding ownership by entering contracts with faculty members in advance of their development of course and material for distance education. Under these circumstances, a faculty member agrees to develop particular material for the institution and the terms and conditions for those agreements, including ownership and control rights, and is specifically written up front. Distance education creates special concerns with academic freedom and educational quality to the extent of the creation, use, the revision of the course material may not necessarily be handled by the same faculty member, or even by faculty members at all. In some for-profit institutions, for example, individuals who create original course material are not involved at all in the use of those materials and do not interact with students at all. Distance education programs have begun to raise questions about how to grade students whom the faculty member has never met, how students are to evaluate faculty, and how to ensure the students themselves are participating in the course, taking the examination. Thus, distance education programs must include safeguards to ensure students are held to the same standards of academic honesty and the students in traditional courses. Faculty members involved in distance education courses are users as well as creators of their intellectual property. The next question we're going to be covered, what are the limits of instructors' prerogatives in teaching? Academic freedom refers not only to prerogatives and the rights of faculty members, but also to the prerogatives of the rights of the students. Academic freedom does not mean that a faculty member can harass, threaten, intimidate, ridicule, or impose his or her views on a student. Student academic freedom does not deny faculty members the right to acquire students of the master course material and fundamental of the disciplines that faculty teach. Academic freedom does not protect faculty members from colleagues or student challenges or disagreements of their educational philosophy or practice. Academic freedom does not give students or faculty the right to ignore college university regulations, though it does give faculty and students the right to criticize regulations as they believe are unfair. Academic freedom does not protect faculty members from sanctions for professional misconduct, though sanctions require clear proof establishment through due process. Academic freedom does not protect a faculty member from an investigation into allegations of scientific misconduct, violations of sound university policies, nor from appropriate penalties such charges be sustained in the hearing or in the record before an elected faculty body. Now, the next question we're going to be discussing is how do these concepts apply to research and its products? As colleges and universities have moved further into the age of information technology, the faculty members employ new means of researching, storing research, and disseminating their views. New questions have arisen about the freedom of research and publication. Some universities have sought to make their ownership of all faculty patent rights a general condition of employment, which implies that the university controls faculty scholarship as an employer and that faculty members are expressly hired to invent. Some cite use of university facilities as a justification for asserting their ownership or claim that participation in externally funded research requires that a university own the resulting intellectual property. Academic freedom, the freedom of teachers and students to teach, study, and pursue knowledge and research without any reason. Boom. So we know that. Academic freedom also includes the right of scholarships to publish freely the results of their research, to retain the rights of their intellectual property, to participate in the governance of the institution, to advance their profession without fear of discrimination, and, when necessary, to criticize administrators, trustees, and other public officials without retaliation. College and university faculty and staff have the right to assist colleagues whose academic freedom and professional right has been violated. So basically, it is the right. So the product of the research goes to the institution. So, but that's mainly for tenured faculty, and that's signed in the beginning, and that's stated in the beginning of their contract as well. So the next question is, what rights do institutions have to control the work of faculty serving as experts while employed by the university? Generally, faculty scholarly work is considered work for hire. It has been in the prevailing academic practice to treat faculty members as a copyright owner to work of their work that are created independently, and the faculty members' own incentive for traditional academic purpose. When faculty, inventors, and university administrators agree to use patents only for defense purposes and allow general access to technology platforms and make them readily available for adoption, there is generally minimum institutional conflict of interest. This concludes this workshop basically on academic freedom. Academic freedom gives the right for faculty members to go in there and express their viewpoints and talk to the students and teach them from their academic and their background. However, it also gives students the right to also question what's going on in a classroom. Thank you so much, and have a good afternoon. Take care.